In a dating context, can we use persuasion to get the opposite sex to like us?
Absolutely. For example, if you're talking to a woman who's communicating slower, maybe she's from the South, you want to slow down that messaging. In New York City, where I'm from, we could get away with speaking faster because people are used to that. We're mirroring and matching body language, and that's a very helpful thing.
I can see how that would be more manageable, but perhaps through having that experience of rejection in the past, the idea of going and speaking to a woman, it triggers these kind of physiological responses like the shallowness of breath, the heart is beating very fast. How can you kind of turn that experience of rejection into a positive for someone as they try to get out there and meet someone? Romantic love, life's sweet reward, but not always. For many, pursuing romance has left them with a bitter aftertaste of rejection.
Oh my goodness!
That's assuming they weren't too overwhelmed by insecurity to approach their desired partner in the first place. What if it were possible, though, to unravel the knots of self-doubt and lessen the sting of past rejections, so as to go forth boldly and deftly into the relationship arena? My guest today, Jeffrey Rose, says that it is possible through hypnosis. Jeffrey is a decades-seasoned hypnotherapist and director of the Advanced Hypnosis Center in New York. His hypnotherapy interventions extend to weight loss, sleep improvement, addiction recovery, and boosting dating confidence. Today, he'll reveal hypnosis techniques to ease the stress of first contact and first date with your person of interest. He'll reveal the prime difference in what women versus men are looking for in a partner, and we'll explore whether you really can persuade the person you admire to admire you. The answer will surprise you. Welcome to Vital Signs, where we learn how to get healthier from all angles, from the biochemical and nutritional to the things we do that nourish our minds and our souls. I'm Brendan Fallon. Jeffrey, wonderful to have you join us on Vital Signs today.
Great to be here.
You're working in this area that is, I think, it's such a kind of pain point for people. In part, you're working in the relationship dating scene. We look at the current climate. We have these dating apps. The way that people communicate nowadays, it's not like a phone call. It's text message. There's communication can be very cut and dry and quite brutal. I'm wondering, working in this setting, how have you seen the way that people connect with one another, how a man and woman will connect, change over recent decades?
It's very interesting and very challenging because right now, when you're meeting people, you're doing research on these people. You're doing a Google search, going to LinkedIn. You're looking at all their social media. So you're getting like a dossier on an individual that you're considering as a possible mate. Okay. And unless someone's going to be coveting that information, you're an open book. And that makes it interesting, as opposed to the old school where you go out to a club or you go out to a restaurant or you meet a person in a park and you strike up a conversation. You get to know that person. It takes a couple of dates to learn about their preferences, their interests, what they like to travel, what kind of music they listen to. We don't have that now. So we already have like the basic info, and then we need to expand on that and try to connect. I mean, I'm talking about old school, but if you really think about old school, you would be living in clans of 250 people. Everybody knew each other. We were comfortable together. We were dancing and chanting and hunting together, eating our meals together. And we would feel comfortable. We would know everybody as an extension of us. We wouldn't be intimidated about having to talk to somebody because we're all on the same team. We're all together. So it could be very intimidating for a man, especially, to approach a woman and be expected to get some rejection there.
I think rejection is a real core aspect of the human condition, and we're rejected in various ways, often from an early age. This might be the hardest thing that someone wanting to start a relationship has to deal with. How can you kind of turn that experience of rejection, such a raw experience, into a positive for someone so that they're not so jaded, perhaps, or so affected as they try to get out there and meet someone?
Well, in doing hypnotherapy, I'm working on the core of an individual's, their self-esteem, so they can feel more comfortable and positive about themselves and love and appreciate themselves and find greater worth in who they are. So that if someone rejects them, which is just one way of framing things, instead of just saying, next, I'll move on to somebody, you could just say, well, I guess that person's not for me, or we're not a good fit, and that's okay. And that's the attitude we need to have all the time.
He was getting a political prisoner out of some country, and he was with his unit. Some loud noise went off and he was blown through the ground, and so he had a memory of being blown through the ground with only his foot out, which is actually what happened to him. And after the first time we did EMDR on that, he stopped having a nightmare he had been having for 30 years.
Eye movement desensitization and reprocessing, or EMDR, is a psychotherapy used for treating trauma and other adverse life events.
The memory was getting reprocessed and changed and really transformed. You get a chance to help clear out all of the old material, focus on the present triggers, and then generalize things by going into the future.